Here I am. Take 3 or 4, something like that. Anyway, we'll make a little VR for Is Your 6 Covered? Not a contest. He just come out with a statement that Glock was the best handgun. I'm assuming he says ever made, ever produced, whatever. He thinks a Glock is perfection. Best handgun ever. You know what? I own a Glock. And that was his reply when I, made my little comment. And a Glock is a good gun. It's a great gun. Awesome gun. This is my carry gun. Or one of my carry guns. And the reason I carry it. The one and only reason I carry it. Well, I won't say one and only. I mean, it is a reliable firearm. It will feed and function, and you can pretty much feed it about anything, and it'll work. And that's a great thing for a carry gun. But the main reason I carry this over some of my other firearms is the lightweight. This is a Glock 17. That's what I carry. But that doesn't mean it's the best gun. It was the greatest gun. It was the most awesome gun. It is perfect. It's not perfect. It's got the shittiest trigger I ever felt on a firearm. Well, I can't say that. I have felt worse. But it's got a crappy trigger. I mean, it works. It goes off. And the gun's somewhat accurate, but it's not the most accurate handgun out there either. It's a reliable handgun, but it's not the best handgun. It's not perfect. Even Rick. What do you do to your Glocks, Rick? You do trigger jobs on them. You do trigger jobs, do them to improve it, but it still is not a great trigger. It's just a better trigger. After you spend $550, 500 to 600 bucks on a Glock, then you got to spend another, 30 to 100 bucks or 200 bucks on a trigger to try to make it feel like a real handgun instead of a squirt gun. Nobody can deny that. That's the truth. What is the best handgun? I really think it's up to opinion. One of my favorite semi-autos is the HKP7, but it's no longer in production, and the chances of you of getting one of these are slim to none. But if I had to pick, this would definitely be above a Glock. If anybody's ever shot an HKP7, you would know what I mean. Outstanding trigger, reliable, feeds anything. Trigger like no other semi-automatic I've ever felt in my life. This is like the Colt Python of semi-autos as far as triggers. And the better the trigger is, the more accurate you'll shoot it. And of course, one of my favorites, 1911. This was my carry gun. Let me get in the light. My carry gun for several years. This is what I carry. This is a Colt CCO. It's got an aluminum frame. It's a commander length, officer's length frame, commander length barrel. It's very lightweight for a 1911. The magazines I put in, it come with a 6-round, but I got 7-round mags. But of course, it'll take the 8-round, whatever. The main reason I quit carrying this and went to a 9mm was just capacity. That was it. Nothing to do with the gun, just capacity. That is the only downfall of a 1911 is the capacity. And I can say that about the 8KP7. Capacity. It holds 8 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. But, that being said, it's still a superior gun to this. This is a great gun. It's not the best gun. And if I was going to go with a high capacity 9mm as a choice, even though this is a clone, this is a Janik, looks like Kanik, you know what I mean, Turkish clone of a CZ75. That is if I had to pick a high capacity 9mm, hands down, I have a Brown high power too, but even with that being said, hands down, this would be my choice. This is a carry gun too. I do carry this one. I have carried it. I got a holster for it, inside waistband holster. This one has an aluminum frame, so it's fairly lightweight. It's still not as light as a Glock. That is the only reason I carried a Glock over the CZ, was weight. But I can shoot this more accurate. It is more accurate than the Glock. The Glock is accurate enough for self-defense. It's reliable. It's a great gun. But it's not perfection. And it's not the best handgun ever made. And just because somebody owns one does not mean they think it's superior. I own a black powder cap and ball revolver, but that don't mean I think this is the best handgun ever made and I'm going to carry it for self-defense. Alright? So, later YouTube. Hope you like it, Rick. See you, it's your 6, and I'll have his channel down below. Later, everybody.